As I mentioned, these mental habits that we traders bring into the market, often unintentionally, can have an impact by creating certain levels. These are levels that the market respects, or to put it more accurately, when the price reaches these levels, we see a reaction. The market shows some kind of response to that price and specific level. These levels are what we refer to as round numbers. If you take a look at the right side of the chart, whether in MetaTrader or any other broker platform, you'll see a section called the price bar. This area shows the current price in real time, indicated by the line drawn here. Now, for example, here we have the number 1.38350, which means we have a 1, a decimal point, and 5 digits after the decimal. Round numbers themselves are divided into several categories, and I'll go over these one by one. I'll also emphasize and provide more explanation on the more important ones. Alright friends, what we mean by round numbers is that, for example, we see a number like 1.32100 here. The 5 digits after the decimal point are very important to us. Based on these 5 digits in the decimal part of the number, we identify the round number. The more zeros there are in these digits, the more significant that level becomes. If I want to explain this better, I can clarify it here. To easily and freely register with the Quotex broker, click on the link in the video description. Here, we gave an example of 1.6xx0, where the forex placeholders can be any digit, and the last digit is a 0. Then we have another number where the last 2 digits are zeros, similar to the first example. In the next example, instead of 1, the first digit could be any number. I just use 1 as an example. We see that the first 2 digits can be anything, so I used X placeholders. The last 3 digits are zeros. In the next option, we see it has 4 zeros, and in the final option, we have 1 point of our thousand. The more zeros in a number, the more reliable that level becomes, and we can trust it more. For example, if we see a number like 64520 on our price bar, it doesn't hold much significance. However, if that number has 2 zeros at the end, it gains a bit more credibility. If there are 3 zeros, it becomes more reliable, and with 4 zeros, the level is even more trustworthy. If the entire 5-digit decimal part consists of zeros, like 1000, or any number followed by 5 zeros, that level becomes highly reliable. This is one example of round numbers, which I'll show you on the chart. There are also other types of round numbers that we have. So for example, here I used 1 as an example. If the 5 digits after the decimal are all the same, like 5 ones, 5 twos, 5 threes, or any other repeating digit, this can also be considered a reliable line, a trustworthy level that we can somewhat rely on. Additionally, if the 5 digits after the decimal are sequential, like 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, this also forms a trustworthy level. The opposite pattern, where the digits decrease sequentially, like 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, can also be considered a round number or a significant level. Some people refer to these as magic numbers, but generally, these are part of the round numbers category. These numbers indicate certain levels on the chart, where the market tends to respect those levels and show some kind of reaction or response. Of course, there are also other numbers that can be derived using mathematical equations and operations, like the sum of 2 numbers added to a third number equaling the last 2 numbers, or their difference, multiplication or division. However, I don't want to delve too deeply into that because it would make our discussion too complex, and those numbers might not be as practical on the chart. We don't need to focus on finding all those numbers, and we can rely on them quite a bit, but they do exist. I'm mentioning this so that it doesn't sound unfamiliar when you come across it. For example, let's consider a number like 24327. Here, 24 plus 3 equals 27, or something similar, where, for instance, 24 minus 3 gives you the last 2 digits, or if you multiply them you get a certain result. These kinds of patterns are often discussed, but I won't dive into that topic. Instead, let's move to the chart where I've already marked these on the EUR/USD chart to show you examples and demonstrate the impact of these numbers on the chart. Look, I've marked 3 lines. The first one is at 1.17,000, where we see 3 zeros. The middle one is at 1.17500 with 2 zeros at the end, and the last one is at 1.18,000, which again has 3 zeros. If you take a close look, you'll see that I've given a broader view of the market to show all 3 lines in the picture, so we can see them more clearly. See, exactly this top line we have at 1.18,000 shows that the market reacted here. It acted as a good support level, creating a reversal point. The market got stuck around this line, and if we look further back, we can see that it also acted as a strong resistance level. As you can see here, this line was acting as support, but once it was broken, a very strong downward trend followed. You can see how significant the drop was after the break. It was a substantial decline in the market. This downward trend hit the next line, which acted as strong support, causing the price to bounce back. The price returned, but when this line broke again, it acted as strong resistance around the 1.17500 mark. Then, after breaking through this line, there was a strong upward movement, which again reached the 1.18,000 line and reversed. You can see how these lines clearly and effectively show us how much respect the market has for them and how it reacts to them. Here again, you can see multiple reactions on the chart where the candles hit these levels and reversed, and similarly in other areas as well as with the lower line that has gone off screen, we can see the same effect. Here we see that the shadow of the candle came close to this lower line and then bounced back. The candles touched this line and reversed. When it broke, it acted as strong resistance upon retesting, causing a reversal. This pattern repeated until it broke again, moved up to the higher line, and then reversed again. These round numbers can indeed serve as significant support and resistance levels. My recommendation is that if you want to use them on your chart, you can draw them in a different color. If you notice that these round numbers align or are very close to one of the key Fibonacci levels, you can be confident that this level will have significant strength. Similarly, if you draw support and resistance lines using the traditional or manual method and find that one of these lines coincides with a round number, you can be sure that this SNR line is very strong. This will provide additional confirmation of the strength of that support or resistance level, making it more reliable for trading decisions. Dear friends, to make sure you don't miss any of our videos, please subscribe to the BS Academy channel. Also, activate the notification bell so that you are informed as soon as we publish new videos. Thank you for your support.